Hello and welcome to Small Thought Big Impact with Sony Thomas. Let me invite you to a small thought that can create a big impact for you in celebrating your life. It's fascinating to watch ants navigate the different obstacles in the terrain to transport their goods from point A to point B, be it a leaf, a grain, or a dead cockroach. Like most of you, I too have put sticks or rocks or drawn a line with water to disrupt the ants' transportation network. And it's even more fascinating to see how they reorganize, overcome the obstacle, and move on. Recently, I was showing my 4-year-old son an ant's network carrying a dead bee. It was like the dead bee was on a conveyor belt in an assembly line. It was smooth and amazing how the ants would navigate the sharp edges, the angles, the ridges. It didn't matter to them what was in the path. They just worked through it, or above it, or under it, or around it. It was amazing to see it. As a young boy, watching ants fascinated me, but I never quite spent time thinking about it too much. It was just fun. But as I grew older, I would hear people speak about ants and how they never quit, how they never back down. And I started seeing the ants' philosophy unfold in my own life and the life of people I help. That is, never quit, never back down, always find a solution. In the story of the grasshopper and the family of ants, the grasshopper would mock the ants for bustling about in the summer sunshine collecting food instead of laying back and relaxing. But later in the winter, the grasshopper would starve to death. The moral of the story being there is a time for work and a time for play. And my parents reminded me about it every time I skipped studying for playing. Preparing for winter is about creating a habit of planning and preparing for the future. Be it our finances, our health, our relationships, or our ambitions. Anything in life needs a contingency plan. We should make it a practice of always looking ahead. Jim Rohn, in his ants philosophy, shares that ants do all they can do. They give it their everything when they work. They don't do just enough or average. They always do as much as possible. They can lift up to 5,000 times their own weight. It got me thinking, do I do everything with my time and talent? Do we do all that is possible in every situation? Or do we slack when we can? These are the questions that we can ponder together. The first time I heard the sentence, thinking of summer and winter, it sounded kind of like a negative line to me. I felt the ants spend all summer thinking of and preparing for winter, and here they are, instead of enjoying the labor of their hard work, they're thinking of summer. It felt like they were in a loop of constant worry. Some of you listening might feel the same. But hear me out. There is a profound insight here that is apt to human life and absolutely necessary for celebrating life. Every dark night has an even brighter day. Staying positive in times of strife, it is a mantra that gives us strength and hope when the going gets tough. Historically speaking, let's say 6,000 years of recorded human history, the seasons have followed the same pattern. Summer follows winter and winter follows summer. And in our own lives, we know we might have gone through or are going through some dark and cold times. But there were good times just before the bad times. And you can be assured there are good times awaiting you when the bad times are over. It's never a question of will good times ever come. It's about what practice and indicators you have to see a good time. It breaks my heart to see people who struggle to see the summers in their life. They constantly live on the edge about how difficult life is, how dark and cold it is, and worry about a bleak what if future. They don't have indicators to differentiate between a good time and a bad time. Bad times don't discriminate based on your color, age, or social status, but depending on how you respond and navigate the bad times, it will determine how beautiful your summer is going to be. If you drown yourself in bad times, even when the good times come along, you may just not be able to see it or feel it or celebrate it. So remember to think summer in winter. That is, to learn to stay hopeful and to have an attitude, this too shall pass. Remember, the cold, frozen, and dark winter will pass for a bright, sunny, and warm summer. But only if you are willing to see darkness as a precursor to light. If I have brought value to your journey of life, please share the message with others now so we can together build a happier world. Thank you for your time and make it a wonderful day. For more thoughts on celebrating life, I invite you to join the Celebrating Life community.